Guess what? Today we are gonna have some fun. Let's go. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Courtney, who is ready for some more budget-friendly DIYs. I have made some really fun projects that I hope you guys will enjoy. Thank you to Surebonder for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get this party started. For this DIY, you need some fake apples. I got these from Hobby Lobby a couple years ago, and these are the last 4 I have left. I started by removing the stems. From there, I needed to make the little holes a little bit bigger in these apples so that I could get some Dollar Tree dowel rods shoved down in there. Once I got the holes all big and ready for the dowel rods, I stuck the dowel rods in there and trimmed them up with my miter shears. Then once that was ready to go, I wanted to make sure that these dowel rods were sitting straight in the apples, so I did take my Surebonder detail tip glue gun. You guys know this is my absolute favorite. Squirted a little bit of the hot glue in there, stuck the dowel rod, just kind of held it in place so that I could make sure that they were perfectly straight. The apples are prepped. Now it's time to get my faux sprinkles ready to go. So I've got this pack of fake sprinkles. I just grabbed some of the orange, some of the tan, and some of the yellow and kind of made my own little fall sprinkle concoction here. Everything you see in today's video will be linked down below. If you have any questions, definitely check out the description box. Now here is the star of the show, colored glue sticks. You guys know I love Surebonder's colored glue sticks, and I get asked about this container. Y'all, I kind of just jerry-rigged this together. The container came from Home Goods. I put some Dollar Tree foam board in there and just kind of separated out the colors. Now, one thing I get asked about is how do you not waste a lot of the colors? Well, look at these. These are ones that I cut in half. That's kind of my number one little tip is if you don't need a lot of one color, just cut the glue stick in half, and then I save them for a rainy day because you just never know when you might need them. Other options you can do, obviously, is just to squirt them into silicone molds. You can turn those into magnets, push pins, and then I also use the extra glue. I just squirt it in blobs and we'll drop it in my glue pot, which Surebonder, you guys have seen me use that before. It is a perfect tool for florals. Now, I'm going to be using the brown. You guys know I typically use the brown glue quite a bit during the fall and Christmas season. So this is going to be my fake chocolate for my apples. I put it inside a detail tip glue gun. Now, I do have a separate glue gun for my colored glue sticks. I don't feel that it's necessary, but I do happen to have that. And I'm going to start by squirting the glue onto the top of the apple, and then I've got the sprinkles. Now, one thing when I'm working with the colored glue sticks, especially if it starts to harden or even the white at Christmas time, if you need to add more glue to something after it's dried, guys, just take your heat gun and warm up the glue, and you can continuously add it and you'll still end up with that smooth, glossy texture. So once I get all of the chocolate onto my apples, or fake chocolate, I should totally make sure I make that very clear, it's fake. I'm ready to put some sprinkles on there and then finish these off with some cute bows. Pick up a wooden tray from Dollar Tree for this DIY. I'm using another one of these cute pumpkin ones, but you certainly could use any of the trays that they have. The first step that I did here was to paint my tray with some orange paint. It's the color pumpkin from Waverly Chalk Paint. Taking this sign from Dollar Tree, we're going to break it down. I'm going to pull off the raffia bow and save that. I'm going to need it later on for this DIY. Pull off that little burlap little part. I don't need that. And then the base for this, I'm going to use that heat gun to loosen up the glue. I'm going to set the base aside. We're going to actually be using it in a DIY in just a few minutes that you're going to see in this video, so just put that aside. Once that was done, I found this really cute kind of fall themed fabric from Dollar Tree, and I took my pumpkin, a fabric marker, and I traced around the pumpkin and then cut out the fabric. To get the fabric attached to my pumpkin, I'm just going to use a spray adhesive to make it easy. As you can see, the inside of the tray here is not painted. That's because I knew I was going to put a piece of scrapbook paper in there. So I gathered up all my scrapbook paper. I typically always get it at Hobby Lobby, whether it's the loose sheets or these big all seasons pack. I absolutely love those. Here are the ones that I kind of like. So right now, pick your favorite, and real quickly, let's go through. You're going to watch me do a process of elimination. Comment down below if I ended up picking the one that you picked. So did I pick the same one you did? Let me know down in the comments, or let me know which one you would have picked. I'm curious to see if what paper was the most popular, if I made the right choice. I sized down the scrapbook paper, cut it with my Fiskars paper cutter, and got it attached to the bottom of the tray. I grabbed my detail tip, a glue gun, and added the smallest amount of glue, just some thin strips, so that I could get my pumpkin attached to the back side of the tray. I wanted to add something to the front, and I measured the space because I am using my Cricut to cut out a decal, but you don't need a Cricut. You can grab some stickers, you can use a stencil, you could even make a little printable and do the same thing and attach it. But I wanted it to say Fall Sweet Fall because this is going to be a cute little candy dish holding some fun fall tasting candies. I found these caramels at my HEB, and so I'm filling this up, and now I've got this really sweet little fall themed candy tray. You need 3 wooden pumpkins for this DIY. I started by removing the twine and tags from each of the pumpkins. Then I took some wood filler and I filled in the holes at the top of each of the pumpkins. I grabbed 3 shades of orange paint. I'm using Canyon Orange, Spiced Pumpkin, and Jack-o'-lantern Orange from Decor Art. Each pumpkin will get painted one of these oranges, and then the stems will all get painted brown. This next step, from my viewpoint, the best way I could describe it was just chaotic, okay? And I'm gonna apologize for those of you who are actual artists and know all the techniques when it comes to blending. I am sorry you're having to watch this. That is not my strong suit. Like, I can paint something as one color, I can do a little bit of shading, but when I try to start doing what I'm doing right now, it doesn't typically turn out, but actually I was pleasantly surprised, so stick with me. But yeah, I really didn't know what I was doing. I took those 3 shades of orange along with the brown. I'm using a makeup sponge, and I just kind of went to town. Like, there was no rhyme or reason to this. Like, no skill here at all. I will 100% admit that. I'm working on it. I had fun. I guess that's the bottom line. So that's what I did. For each pumpkin, I kind of just went in with different sponges, different color combinations, and just pretty much stamped the sponge wherever I felt like stamping it. And here we go. This is what my pumpkin looks like after I went on a stamping palooza. Now I grabbed a brown paint pen so I could add some details to the pumpkin. And then at this point, it was just a free-for-all. I was like, I'm going to grab my white pen and add some highlights. So I did that. But did I stop there? Oh no, I did not. I was like, you know what? I'm having fun at this point. And so I grabbed some paintbrushes, some white and brown paint, and I started splatter painting. That's right. I brought the 1980s back with some splatter paint. And y'all, I actually really do like how this pumpkin turned out. So you know what? I took my crazy technique that I did on this one and did it to the other 2. Because I'm working with wood, I'm going to be using this product, the wood glue stick. That's right. It's a wood glue stick. As you can tell the difference here, the one on the right is just your clear regular glue. The yellowish one is a wood glue stick. So if you're impatient when it comes to letting wood glue dry, this is going to be your friend because it's super sturdy. It gets the job done and it doesn't mess around, y'all. Like, it sets really fast. I absolutely love working with this, especially when I'm in a time crunch. I'll also be using the base that came off that sign from the previous project. Now for this, because this is a full-size wood glue stick, I am using this glue gun. This is a detail tip, full-size dual temp, so it does do the high and low, which is really nice, and that's just where I prefer to keep my wood glue. I'm going to get the base pumpkin attached using my glue gun. To attach my pumpkins together and provide some depth, I am just using tumbling tower blocks. I thought I was going to do kind of like a cattywampus, like leaning pumpkin, and I did start that way, but I did not like how it looked. So I ended up just stacking all three. And one thing that's nice about kind of putting these spacers between is you could easily go in and shove some florals in there and really do a lot. I just wanted to keep mine a simple stack that could just sit next to my fireplace or, you know, something like that. But you definitely could add a bunch of stuff to this cute pumpkin stack. If you do not like to sew, you're going to love this next DIY. Now, one thing I love to make are some cheap throw pillows. I've got 2 golden retrievers and y'all, they just destroy them. So this is a cheap option to make cute pillows that if they get a little messed up, it's okay. So I grabbed one of these smaller canvas bags from Dollar Tree, and then I had some of these iron-on fabric sheets. Now, I freehanded cut out a pumpkin with one of the orange and white kind of buffalo check fabric sheets. But let's just take a minute and look at this pumpkin, okay? Look at it. You guys know I like to keep it real here, and I know somebody's going to say it, or you're thinking it. Okay, look at the bottom of this pumpkin, y'all. It looks like it has a little bit of a booty. I messed up on that center thing, and all I could see was this pumpkin that had a butt. And so I was like, I can't with this. I cannot. No, thank you. So I was like, strike one. I'm going to recut it and try to get just one nice continuous little bump on the bottom. Luckily, my second try was good to go. Once I got that pumpkin all straightened out, I used my heat press. I set it to 350 for 30 seconds, and I pressed this fabric down onto the canvas bag. Now it was time to stuff my little pillow. I just use old stuffing from old pillows, get it in there, and then this is where you don't have to sew because Surebonder has fabric glue sticks, which I love to use. They have them in white and black in the mini size as well as full size. And one thing that's nice about this is you can wash it, but do not dry, okay? You still want to let it air dry, but you can wash this glue and it's flexible and it will hold up during a washing. So once I got that all closed up, I needed to add a few details to the pillow. So I tied a twine bow and I decided to make a little curly cue with twine using that fabric glue again to tack that twine down, tack my bow down. And now I've got a cute little pillow that if my little goober goldens want to destroy it, it's okay. I'm not too upset, but who doesn't love a fun, festive holiday pillow? That wraps up another round of fall DIYs. Let me know down below which one of these projects was your favorite. Don't forget to let me know, did you pick the same scrapbook paper as me? Let me know which one you did pick if you did it. And also let me know this, are you team pumpkin, team apple, or team something else in the fall? Drop it down below in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. Here are some more videos that you might enjoy, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.